and welcome to Iron Horse Homestead's YouTube channel. I'm Alora, an herbalist, aromatherapist, shepherdess, and fiber artist. This video is the first in a new herbal spotlight series. I'm going to share some of my favorite herbs I'm working with currently. But first, some housekeeping before we dive in. The following information is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute as medical advice. The following information is not meant to treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. Please consult a medical professional before starting any new herbal regimen. Okay, so with that out of the way, today I'm going to talk about an herb I just started working with last year, Spilanthes, which is also known as the toothache plant. Spilanthes' Latin name is Spilanthes oleracea, and it is in the aster family, also known as the daisy or sunflower family. It is really important to know the Latin names of the plants you work with if you can, because most plants have many common names, especially depending on the region. So using the Latin names helps ensure you're referring to the correct plant. Spilanthes is native to South America and is now distributed throughout India, Asia, and both South and Central America. I stumbled upon some Spilanthes seeds last spring. I wasn't actually specifically looking for them, but I knew about Spilanthes from my herbal studies. So I picked the seeds up and I dove into more research about it. Let me also say that it is super easy to grow. I do not have a natural green thumb, and these seeds and plants thrive for me. I started them indoors and transplanted them, I think, twice, and they did awesome. So that's definitely a plus. I live in the Midwestern United States, so in my region, Spilanthes is an annual, but in zones 9 and above, it's actually a perennial. It's kind of sprawling ground cover type plant. Spilanthes is a plant that is super easy to identify when it's in bloom. As you can see, I have some dried Spilanthes here from my garden. That unique flower head is one of the things I love about it. It just gives an interesting pop of color and texture to the garden. It comes in multiple colors. These are the bullseye with the red and the yellow. And then I also had just yellow and I think another color. Now, before I get into the uses of Spilanthes and the best ways to prepare it, I wanted to get just a little sciencey. I love the science behind herbalism, and learning more about the science helps me to understand how and why different plants have the effects they have on the body. I won't go too deep. I won't bore you, but Spilanthes is a silagogue, which means it increases saliva production. And you can really feel and understand that action if you bite into one of those Spilanthes flowers. It definitely activates those saliva glands and also kind of acts like a numbing agent. You get that tingly, numb sensations in your mouth like you do with Oragel, or it's also similar to the action clove has if you ever put a whole clove or clove essential oil in your mouth for tooth pain. So both of these things are pretty well-known traits of Spilanthes, which is where its common name toothache plant derives from. It's also called buzz buttons, I think, because of that tingling. It has antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antifungal properties. So knowing the properties of an herb or plant can help you deduce and decide on your own how to best utilize the plant, which I think is a better method than just memorizing a list of uses or indications. So the main bioactive compound in Spilanthes is spilanthol. Spilanthol is an alkemide and one of the major ones responsible for the tingling, numbing, salivating effect I keep talking about. Spilanthol is actually used in some skin products since its anti-inflammatory compounds help to reduce inflammation, redness, and its antioxidants help reduce signs of aging. So other notable constituents of Spilanthes are balconizes and sesquiterpenoids. I've added Spilanthes to a few different recipes for its antiviral qualities. Combining it with other immune stimulating herbs, I recently added it to a batch of elderberry syrup. Its analgesic qualities are really helpful in blends for sore throats, helps with that pain. I've also used it in a nasal oil with some other immune stimulating herbs to help allergies and other type things. Some people add the crushed herbs to tooth powders to help prevent cavities and disease, again, like you would with clove. It's not a replacement for professional dental care, obviously, but it can be used to numb the mouth during infections or abscesses while you're waiting on dental care. You can also prepare Spilanthes as a tincture, a tea, or tooth powder, as I just mentioned, as a poultice and a poultice and as a compress. I use the flower head and other aerial or above ground parts. It's a mildly drying herb. It does have some diuretic properties. Other uses include UTIs, ear infections, and cold sores. So that's the info I have on Spilanthes today. Just a little bit of science, a little bit of info, so you can just get started if you want to dive deeper into it yourself. So if you want to catch future herbal spotlights and other spotlights I'm doing, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button. My plan is to do herbs that maybe are a little less common, the ones I have in my garden that I don't hear as much about, that I think need a little bit more love, or that just are interesting or maybe more native to me. Just things that just are a little bit interesting. I was also thinking about doing a poisonous plant spotlight. I don't know about that. Because some poisonous or toxic plants do have medicinal qualities still, um, especially ones that are used in Western medicine. So, anyway, let me know what you think about all that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.